Hey, good morning. Happy Wednesday. So great to have you on today. Welcome to the Financially Free Artist Talks. We're not in the summit yet, but we are talking about how to be a financially free artist. We're talking about failing forward today and what to do when you feel like a failure. Um, One of the advantages to crowdfunding, and by the way, I'm Jessiva Allen. I am a singer songwriter as well as a crowdfunding coach. And I'm thinking about calling myself a transformational crowdfunding coach because the clients that I take through this process literally come out the other end different. And the process to having and receiving um, abundance in the way that a crowdfund gives you in 5K 10K, the secret to receiving it is the urgency piece and failing forward faster. So when you fail faster, you go to success faster. And the urgency piece of crowdfunding really forces artists, entrepreneurs, creatives to get there faster. And so part of a crowdfund is failure. Part of a crowdfund is awkward conversations. Part of a crowdfund is not looking sexy. Part of the crowdfund is making technical mistakes. Part of the crowdfund is, feeling like you're not enough, that you're doubting yourself, that you every childhood trauma, everything that you ever heard from anybody who is negative telling you that you're a failure will come out in this crowdfunding process. And the reason is because of the urgency piece, because you're doing something that you've never done before, because you're receiving funds. Funds equal responsibility and value, really. People are finding value in you. So any conversation that you've ever had about yourself to yourself, about your value will come out in this process. And it's a beautiful process. It is a perfect process to refine your character and refine who you are and really step out of the process a different person, a different human being, someone who is valuable and receives funds. And it's fun because I am if you listen to this live, only you will know that I am launching a summit at the end of May. So stay tuned. I was just talking to a speaker about this. Every person has a financial threshold that they believe that they are able to receive. And a lot of the thresholds get hit because of the thoughts that we have, because of the beliefs that we have about ourselves, and the beliefs that we have around value in ourselves. So the great thing about this crowdfunding process is that you have an opportunity to work through those beliefs and hit failure so that you can get to the next level in your trustworthiness and your responsibility and your ability to receive, and in your leadership. So that's what we're going to dive into today. Again, I'm Jessiva Allen. I am a transformational crowdfunding coach, and I am the host of the Financially Free Artist Summit, which will be coming out in May. Exciting news. Be on the lookout for more announcements. So today I want to start the live off with really talking about a book that really changed my life. And let me make sure we're live on Instagram here. Okay. Hopefully we're live. If you're live on Instagram, let me know. I'm trying to hit the go live button. So this book is called Failing Forward, and it's by a man. His name is John C. Maxwell. And I don't know if we're on Instagram, guys, but we'll probably post the replay if we don't get live on Instagram today. So this book is called Failing Forward, Turning Mistakes into Stepping Stones for Success by John C. Maxwell. It is one of the books that completely changed my life and helped me view failing in a different way. And I'm going to read a few quotes from it. There's so many good ones. I had trouble picking, but let me just pick this first one here. In life, the question is not if you will have problems, but how you are going to deal with your problems. If the possibility of failure were erased, what would you attempt to achieve? The essence of man is imperfection. Know that you're going to make mistakes. The fellow who never makes a mistake takes his orders from one who does. Wake up and realize this: failure is simply a price to pay to achieve your success. And everyone's definition of success is different, right? So it's perfect if your definition of success is a lot of money, uh then great. I have a feeling my community is very heart centered, and so my community is not necessarily motivated by lots of money, although it will create the freedom to do multiple different things. So my community is often uh, motivated by missions. And so the first thing I'm going to walk through is defining your mission. These are three things that you can do to create change in your ability to navigate failure. And the first one is to have a mission that is bigger than your small goal. So I actually shared this in my group yesterday, and I think it's a fun analogy. So right now I am on a workout routine, I'm getting married, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna, look great for my wedding and all these things. And I was, working out and different things, and I was finding myself stopping at certain points. Like, oh my gosh, these pulse lunges are so painful. I just want to stop. And really, the idea of looking great in a dress is great. It's great motivation, but it's not deep motivation. It's not the thing that is going to like propel me through the hard times, really. It's like, okay, it's a great goal. I love that idea, but it's not the thing that's motivating me past the hard times. And so here's the thing. If you have a crowd fund going on, it is a short-term goal, which is great. Short-term goals help you achieve so many things, and deadlines are great. You get to redefine your idea with urgency, relationship with urgency. But a crowd fund for the money is not necessarily motivational for a mission-centered artist. And so having your mission defined is so, so key. Having your mission defined is so, so key. And so my mission for my health, I actually have been really working on this the past few weeks, is generational legacy for my family. The health, I don't know if you can hear the dog in the background, but my roommate's dog has anxiety. So, generational health is so much more motivational than me looking good in a wedding dress. And not that looking good in a wedding dress isn't motivating to me. It's just not motivating to me in the hard times. So this mission of having generational health for my family, there's diabetes and cancer and all sorts of different things in my family, heart disease, that I don't want to bring into my own family as I'm starting a new life with my partner and all these things. So that is motivation to me. That is what's going to get me through the hard times. So what is your statement that is going to get you through the hard times when you're failing and you're feeling like a failure and all your childhood wounds are coming up and you're saying, I am a failure, I am this, and you're adopting, circumstances as you. What is going to get you through those times? What is your mission? Why are you doing this? And really defining what that is. So that's number one. Okay? I'm going to share another quote here because there's so many good quotes. God uses people who fail because there aren't any other kinds around. I love that. This is a good one. Your attitude more than your aptitude will determine your altitude. So in other words, your attitude, what gets you through the hard times, how you respond to resistance, more than your aptitude, more than your technical, how-tos, will determine your altitude, how far you go, how high you soar. So the second thing you can do is acknowledge yourself for what you have created so far. A lot of the time, we just don't acknowledge ourselves. We don't celebrate what we have created so far. So realizing, hey, every time I make a mistake, I actually don't do the same mistake over again. Or maybe you do, and you say, you know what? The fact that I have not given up is something to celebrate in itself. So you get to celebrate yourself. If you're around people who don't celebrate you, get around some people who celebrate you, because this is a very, very important thing. But really, even if people don't, it starts with you. It starts with you celebrating yourself for what you have created and realizing actually I do hard things. Like who I am is someone who does hard things. And then that brings me to the third point, which is the way you talk to yourself really makes an impact in these moments of feeling like failure. So the way you talk to yourself matters. What are the negative thoughts that usually go through your head? I believe the percentage, and I'll have to double check this, is about 70% of our thoughts are negative. So, in order to push through uh, negativity or the times where we have circumstances that don't go right and we start defining ourselves by those circumstances, in order to have those moments, you're going to have thoughts to combat or um, flow through depending on where you are in your personality. Some of you need to like step up and combat those negative thoughts. Some of you need to be accepting of things and just move to the next thing and have it be neutral. For some of you, you need to get angry about it and say, hey, uh, these bad thoughts are not me, and give some attitude about it. For some of you, you need to surrender and you need to step into the next thing in peace. So you know who you are, and these steps and these moments are what define our ability to move through to success. Now, success again, a crowdfund is part of your success, but the long-term success of you as an artist is going to be what motivates you through these hard times in the crowdfund. So those are my tips about failing forward. Now, I was not able to go on Instagram, so we're gonna have to repost the replay of this talk. But if this spoke to you and this is something that you deal with, comment crowd in the chat. If actually, I'm going to change that. If this is something you deal with, comment me in the chat and I'll send you my resources that I have about failing forward. If you're someone who wants to use a crowdfund as your overall strategy to fail forward, to transform yourself, and to create funds while you transform yourself, I mean, it really is a win-win. Comment crowd in the chat. If this is something that you struggle with, failing forward, I guarantee you, you're not going to come out of a crowdfund not transformed if you do it like this. If you walk through these 3 steps, which are have a mission statement for the hard times, they are acknowledge yourself for what you created so far, and how you talk to yourself matters. What are the negative thoughts and what are the positive thoughts that you either go to battle for, like, hey, get angry and give some attitude to those negative thoughts, like I am not those things, or you need to surrender and flow through to the next thing in peace and and surrender to the positivity of who you are actually. Positivity is such a it's such a shallow word nowadays. It's like, oh, be positive. It's not about that. It's about having uh, thoughts that define who you are, like bring you back to your identity, who you are, who you choose to be in this life. And that, my friend, is going to create great success in your life. So stay, I was going to say stay positive, stay connected to your failures and realize what your triggers are doing in your mind, and do these 3 things and let me know how it goes. I'd love to hear what your what you create with these 3 things. And I'll see you guys next Tuesday on our next live.